Hi viewers, welcome to this online open day of the International Business School of Maastricht. I'm Kim, a second year International Business School student. This is Frank, one of my coaches at International Business, and we will be telling you about the beautiful city of Maastricht, located in the south of the Netherlands, and about our school, International Business.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. Well, as Kim already told you, my name is Frank. Maastricht, beautiful city in the southern part of the Netherlands, but located in the central of Europe. So we really have connections to a lot of other countries within Europe, but also with 48 different nationalities within our International Business School Maastricht, and a total population of students of 800 at this moment. So you will working at together with a lot of different cultures.
Yes.
Of course, English is the program language we have.
Yeah.
Well, you have heard it's very different, and maybe you are known by now at your high school, where you have classes. We call that traditional education. Yeah. A traditional way of acquiring know-how. You have classes, and out of classes you have exams, and you get a grade, and then you have a new block or a new semester or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't do that. But if we don't do that, what is then the alternative we are doing? So we work with real-life business challenges, and maybe you can tell us what it is, and maybe also use an example.
So it could be that school provides some business challenges, that companies come up and say, hey, we are struggling with certain things, we're facing a few challenges, and we want your students to take a look at this. Mm-hmm. Then you can choose for yourself if it's interesting to you, yes or no, and you can join one of those challenges. And in those challenges, you will of course be working with different coaches, different levels of students, and the company itself. And you will really focus on not solving their problem, but just taking a look in the company. How does it work? What are they doing now? What are our other companies doing? And what do I think that they could improve? Or where do the opportunities for this company lie?
So you acquire the know-how that you need at that moment to come with a solution with a recommendation,
advice,
whatever.
Yes, and the coaches guide you through this process, of course. And it's really also within those projects you have your own goals. You maybe want to learn something more about a specific subject. Yeah. But it's really a learning by doing with the company.
Yeah, the problem solving, we call that. So you do that in vertical community. Can you tell me what a community is?
You might know from the traditional school, you have your class. We don't have classes. You get your own community. And in each community there are students with different cultural backgrounds, students with different levels of the education. So you could be working with students who will be graduating in 2 months. You could also be working with students who just came in. And you will have a few different types of coaches in the community with different subjects they can help you on, etc. We have 2 communities days. You can come in, nothing is mandatory, but then you're really with your own community working on all the projects.
But you can also come from the other days.
Of course, you can also join other communities and sit with them.
So I see a lot of different things over here, Kim. Maybe you can tell a little bit about how you learn over here or develop yourself over here.
There's no one telling me, hey, this week we're going to be doing this. No, I can just tell Frank, for example, hey Frank, I'm interested in this certain company, or maybe I want to do something with finance. Can you help me with that?
Yeah. We do that because we really believe that everyone is intrinsically motivated to learn and to develop herself. And in the beginning, maybe you had a little bit problems with that. I know you from 2 years ago when you came from high school.
Yes.
So, and you had your traditional classes and tests.
Yeah.
And now, you get feedback instead of just grades.
Really, I don't want to say scary in the beginning, but really, unknown. Instead of like learning for your test and trying to get like the best grade you can get, here we show our development and things we learn through our process by gathering feedback. So for example, at the start of my project, I will go to Frank and I will discuss with him, hey, how do I need to approach this? And then a week or 2 weeks later, I will say, hey Frank, look what I did already. And each time we meet, I will gather some feedback. And in the end of your project, you can truly see the way you made to your end goal and how you developed.
So that's really also because we believe that just in class and study from a book or study for an exam is not the best way of learning and developing yourself. We really think that talking with people and do something with it, we call it the feedback loop, and talking with a lot of different people, internal but also external. And peer students is much more valuable for your development, much more rich for your development than just study by a book. So that's the reason we do that. And but do you like it? Because
I don't want anything else anymore.
you came in shy.
Yes.
Now you have to talk with people.
Yes, I came in very shy. But the fun thing is that here at International Business, you're not only like in a class with only the first years, for example, but you really come in and you will be sitting together with people who might graduate the next month or people in their second year, and you will do projects together with them. You will collaborate with them. If you're ever stuck on something, or you're just because you're maybe new, you don't know what to do or how to approach things, everybody is very open to help, and no one is like, no, I'm too busy now, I don't have time for you. It's always very open and respectful in here. So,
but also safe for you to come here as a new student.
Yeah, because I was quite shy, but I think after maybe 2 months, I felt completely at home. It was really,
So we will guide you. We told already you have always a personal coach.
Yes.
You have a personal. I'm not your personal coach.
You're not my personal coach. No, Monique is my personal coach.
Okay.
Yes, and she will. Every coach coaches differently, and every student need different coaching. But I like it when my coach takes a bit like a closer look at me, and maybe sometimes is a bit behind me, like, hey, are you doing okay? What's your schedule like? How are you coming towards your goals, etc. So those are the coaches who maybe see a bit more than others, and also discuss a bit more private things or take goals with.
How often do you speak, Monique, this personal contact?
Of course, every community speaker, but the
2 times a week.
Yeah. So, but the one-on-one, I have one each 2 weeks.
Okay, nice. So 2 times a week. So you have really a close contact with your coach.
Yeah.
So business experts, clients external. What does that mean? So
sometimes we have companies that come to us and say, hey, we're facing this challenge, or we struggle with this a bit. Can you guys take a look at it and tell us what you would think? So then they're kind of a client to you as a student.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I really like it.
So really life, it's no paper cases also. You really companies you're working with.
Yes. And also quite often big companies. So it's cool to be a student and then kind of switch roles.
If you look at international business with know-how and soft skills or hard skills, we do a lot with personal and professional development, working together. But can you also tell a little bit the framework we are working in with International Business School Maastricht?
The way I saw it when I came in was maybe in your high school you have these subjects you're following and they're testing you on. And instead of subjects, we have a few worlds. And these worlds you can gather information on, you develop yourself within these worlds. So for example, that could be in the world of finance, where you learn how to make a cash flow for a company or how to analyze one. Or in the world of marketing, you will help, for example, companies with their social medias or the strategies behind the marketing or the target groups they want to reach. We have supply chain, where you learn about the goods that come in and go, and how can you make that as efficient as possible. So
Now, so in total we have 9 worlds.
Yeah.
And 4 of them are hard skills. Supply chain,
finance, marketing, and organization and people.
Organization and people. Yeah. And the other worlds are soft skills. So meaning working together, research, communication, etc. But that is really our framework we have within that.
Yes.
You are free to define what you want to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So, the week of a student. I'm not a student, so too old for that. Tell me more about this.
I wouldn't say that. The week of a student, my week doesn't look the same each week, but for me it works if I come to school at least 4 times a week, but I'm completely free in that. So sometimes it might be only 2 times, and sometimes it might be 5 times a week. And I really come in, I'm currently working on 2 challenges. So, for example, you first meet up with the students. In our community, we do like a small circle. We speak about, hey, which challenges are you working on? Do you struggle with things? Do you need help with anything? So you first really have an interactive start of your day. You speak with all your coaches. And then it depends on what you need. Sometimes maybe when you're a bit struggling or you can't really find the answers you need, you might go up to a coach, say, hey, can you sit together with me to take a look at this? Sometimes I also say, hey, my to-do list is quite long, so I'm just gonna sit on my own and just make sure I finish the things I want to finish this week. So yeah, it's really free.
Yeah. So we organize also events,
yes.
And the community days. Well, nothing is mandatory, but we like everyone to behave like a business professional, meaning that also just come and join and work together is very important because we create a lot together as a community. Events to help you, to inspire you, but also events given by students themselves. They learn something in challenges. Did you give an event already?
Not yet.
Not yet? Why not?
I don't know. I should do that.
Did you follow an event or given by students?
I did. For example, when they finish a big challenge and they learned a lot about a certain topic, they sometimes will give presentations or workshops in the communities, and you can just join and use it for your own learning path. Yeah.
Nice. So everything by business challenges, where every student defines learning goals fitting by their own ambition of the moment.
Yes.
Nice. So, the grading. I know this is a little bit. I have no exams. How do I get grades and credits, etc.? Maybe you tell a little bit about. We don't believe in good and bad. We believe in how did it go, and we believe in making a lot of mistakes. Because if you don't make, you laugh, but you know that in the meantime. When students come in, they are really afraid to make mistakes. But we encourage you to make mistakes, because if you don't make mistakes, I make mistakes a lot each day. And you too.
Yes.
And you cannot learn. So it's really about how did it go? What can I do more? How can I develop myself? How do I want to develop myself even more? So continuous assessment, and not assessment as examining, but assessment as learning, meaning the feedback loop. You talk with people, you learn what was well, good. How do you feel? Do you feel good? And meaning that based on that, you go in this feedback loop, and at the end, we have, of course, you have credits, etc. But you can say, hey, I think I'm there. So you can really speed up for yourself.
Yeah, or
slow down a little bit.
Yeah, it's really up to you.
Yeah, based on reflect and ask feedback loop.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit adapting that from coming from high school? And you always use the word unschooling because you come from a traditional way of testing, grading.
That's where the mistakes come in. It's maybe important to make the mistakes, if I may say, because no one, when you come in, you are not immediately going to understand, this is how I'm going to do it and this is going to work for me. You need to try different things, try what works for you. Do I need a lot of, do I want to talk with coaches a lot? Do I want to see them often? Or maybe I don't need that, I like more individual. It's really, you need to also get to know yourself on another level, because you might not know what you need in this kind of environment, because you're always used to getting your schedule and follow that.
We call that the consumer behavior. So maybe you were used at high school to consume what the teacher was telling you to do.
Yeah, and the fun thing now, when you found that way, it's also that you can say like, hey, I think I'm ready to finish up the goals I had made for this semester, for example. And then your coach will be like, okay, let's see.
But there's no time limit, no restriction. Okay, attitude. Inspire and be inspired. Open feedback, safe environment. We have Adele. This one is very important. Maybe you think I'm not so active, but she was very shy and look at her now. Yeah. So feel free, but you have to be active. If you don't do anything, nothing happens over here. That's freedom, but with discipline. And engagement, involvement, engagement. Those are the 21st century skills, the needed skills. Communicate, collaborate, critical thinking, creativity. If you look at the business world, externally, they ask for this.
Yeah.
Going abroad. Now, for 1 hour, I talked with her about going abroad, and she is, let's say, investigating some possibilities to do her exchange, to go and study in New Zealand.
Yes,
tell me more about that.
One of my friends right now is in New Zealand for a few months. And the fun thing is that we also, because you are a lot with fellow students and your peers, they will tell you about their experiences. So first I was a bit shy. I was like, maybe I'm just going to stay in Europe, etc. And then I talked to this one friend of mine, Marissa, she's called. She's a higher level student. She will graduate soon. And she just came back from New Zealand, and then she told me that it actually is the best opportunity go now when you're young. You don't have all your jobs to be responsible for, etc. And it's really, you come into a new environment, new culture, new school, new students. It's a nice one of a life challenge.
International Business School Maastricht offers its students to go abroad for 6 months of an exchange, meaning studying at an other university, and then where not. Let's put it that way. The 3 stages. Stage 1, we have challenges where you work together, you come in, but you always work with all the 3 stages together. Internships abroad. Yeah. Did you already do? No,
No.
This moment, no, not. So exchange abroad or a minor. Actually, an exchange is a minor abroad, but meaning that you are always doing also things in an intercultural context. Yes. So you work in the community with these 48 different nationalities, different cultures, but also but that is in Maastricht mainly, but also you go really in an international business context to work, to study, etc. Yes. So in total, at least 1 year, you can go abroad, but even more if you want to. So, and at the end, you go also maybe by funding your own business, maybe by doing an internship at a company, you get the level of Bachelor of Business Administration.
Yes.
And in your case, that's, when do you want to do it?
2 years from now.
2 years from now.
Faster is always better, but...
Also students who want to stay a little bit longer, but...
Right now that sounds not as a bad plan, so...
Nice.
Yes.
So we really want to thank you for your attention.
Yes.
It was a pleasure, Kim, to do this together with you, but for you all. But we have something extra for you. We have a digital tour throughout the building where you are welcome next year if you're going to choose to study with us. And afterwards, after the tour, my colleague and fellow students of you, Wendy, will have a roundtable discussion to answer some questions you have.
Hi, I'm Pau, and today me and my classmates, we are going to talk about international business. Come with me.
Here you actually use your intrinsic motivation to go out into the business world and to find out what it is that you want to develop on. Everybody is actually really motivated to work because you choose this program, you choose what you want to work on, so you're going to do it, you're going to want to work for that.
So we have to find what we call challenges. So we basically go to a company And then, yeah, we set an agreement saying, okay, we're going to work on that mission where we can do it for you.
Working with real companies is a great idea because you get into the market, into real business with 19 years old, and you learn how is it working, how is it going.
Yeah, we're working on a project with an organization that is called the Masters in Maastricht.
And they want to improve the healthcare system basically in the Netherlands. Instead of being sick your whole life, you actually learn how to participate in society, and we're helping them expand instead of only here in Maastricht. They have a big capital injection. They want to expand to 50 different cities all over the country. Yeah, we're setting up marketing plans, we're doing social media, like collections for them. We're just expanding the brand.
Every day looks really different from each other. We work together to our challenges, to our projects. We can talk with the coaches. Other days we have meetings with businesses we are working with, and it's important the work we do in our groups, because it's basically the fundamentals of our study.
It requires a lot of motivation and organization, I would say, because it's mostly focused on us. So we have to plan our day, we have to plan the meetings with our teams or groups we work in.
The PLO is the program learning outcome. Basically, it's skills that we have to
get after this program. After the 3 years, we're supposed to improve the skills. And if we have a question, if we need some advice, guidance, we go to our coaches.
And you approach them, but they don't give you the straight answer.
Yeah, they always give you tools first.
Yeah.
Then
they don't give you clear answers.
Yeah.
But that makes it fun because it's like a little victory every time you approach something and you reach a goal, right? So yeah.
So actually our community here consists of so many people from different cultures, different backgrounds, and also different ages. So we all learn from each other.
Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you soon here in International Business in Maastricht. If you have any questions, put it in the chat.
Thank you, Frank and Kim, and thank you for watching and joining our roundtable discussion. I'm Wendy, one of the business coaches here at IB, and with me today, I'm glad to have some of our students, or should I say, starting professionals. And let's begin this roundtable discussion by introducing ourselves. Sebastian, would you like to start, please?
Yes, of course. Hi, my name is Sebastian. I'm from the United States, and I'm a second-year student here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hi, I'm Anna. I'm a first-year student here, and I'm from Italy.
Hello, I'm Cynthia. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm also currently in my second year at IB.
Hi, I'm Milan. I'm a fourth-year student here from the Netherlands.
Yep. Hi, my name is Cindy, and I am also a second-year student from Thailand.
Okay, thank you all. And a nice mix of nationalities and the phase you're in at the study program. And Anna, you just started at IB. Yeah. Could you tell a bit about your start? What are your first impressions, your first experiences here?
Yeah, so of course it's a different system. So at the very beginning we needed to be a bit introduced to the system. It's not like the traditional one, but then now I'm getting more into that. So it's actually good. I have a good first impression. Yeah.
Okay, good to hear that. Yeah, and you mentioned it's not like a traditional system.
Yeah.
Could one of you elaborate a bit on that? What's so different?
So here at IB we learn by doing, and we have projects that are called challenges. So we interact with different companies in different sectors, and that's where we get our assignments from. We don't have exams nor classes, but we learn through these projects, and we get feedback from these companies and from our personal coaches and other business coaches as well, and that's how we get graded basically.
Okay. Oh, that's a good summary there. You mentioned you get feedback from coaches, from professionals. Do you also give feedback to each other?
Yeah. So there are 5 types of feedback. So there's professional feedback, which is from the companies that you interact with. Feedback from your personal coach, which is a professor assigned to your progress personally. And of course from your peers. So we also help each other, and we work in groups, of course. And feedback from the business expert that is in marketing, finance, or whatever it is that you're working on at the moment.
Okay. And you mentioned challenges, the projects you work on for real companies. What are you? Could you give an example? What challenge are you working on right now?
At the moment, I am working on a machinery challenge. So we are working with a company called AM Machinery. They sell forage harvesters, and they approached us at IB to ask if we could improve their website. So because they sell internationally, they want to have a website that says it all, and we're basically just giving them advice on how they could implement the different things that they should improve on the website. And also we have a presentation in the end and show them the results and our recommendations, and we can also send like a recommendation report.
Okay.
And they then give us feedback.
Sounds interesting. Anyone else would like to share something about the challenges they worked on or are working on right now?
Yeah, so currently I am running the community bonding for Community 6 and some of the other communities. So that includes just doing like social events, and then every Thursday I organize breakfast for the community, so everyone can start off their day right, kind of talk to each other, have a coffee, have a tea, have something to eat. And I think it's a great way to start the day.
Yeah.
So just doing that is one of my main challenges right now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And you mentioned communities. So maybe for the people watching, it's good to explain what are the communities. What is it like to be in a community? Who would like to say something about that?
I think the community is kind of how traditional school system would explain it, a classroom. But for us it's different because it is leveled with all the years together, and it's not per se a class because we do not have ordinary classes. It is a community because we are with different kinds of nationalities, different ages, different years, different progress in our study already. So for us it's much more of, a group of people together who we see not just as peers but as colleagues. So for us it's not per se a classroom, it's among each other.
Yeah. And you said something like there are many nationalities in the community, different students working in different levels, different years. So how is that like to work with all these different nationalities? Maybe Milan, you as a Dutch student, can you tell what is your experience with that, working with all these nationalities?
For me it's incredible. It's an incredible opportunity to meet a lot of people, but also to meet a lot of different cultures. And I think it's one of the best things that IB has, because there's so much diversity among the students, and this really gives us an opportunity to learn so much, not just in the study program but also from each other. So I think that's the most incredible part.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone would like to add to that?
I don't know, for example, for me, since I'm a first year student, I really have the chance to ask for feedback and work with also higher level students. So we don't rely only on coaches but also maybe higher level students, so that is really good.
Okay. And maybe it's good to know how it is as a foreign student to come over here to Maastricht. Did you feel at home right away, or what was this first period like?
For me, I grew up in kind of a Dutch household, so for me it wasn't too difficult learning learning the culture and the city. But of course, as moving anywhere or starting new at anywhere, you run into challenges and problems, and that's going to happen anywhere, and it's just a matter of taking it day by day. But yeah, I wouldn't stress too much about it, but yeah.
And can you explain a bit what challenges do you face then when you?
Yeah, so like some of the challenges, of course, like meeting new people, making new friends. It was a big thing. Getting yourself out there, because you're not back home where you can rely on the people that you knew for your whole life. So you're starting really fresh, and you gotta be ready for that. So yeah, that was kind of a challenge at first, but you get to learn. You meet new people, and you become more confident about yourself and learn things about yourself. So yeah.
Okay, good to hear that. And you met a lot of new friends.
Yeah,
I think,
I did.
Okay. Cynthia, how was that for you to come over here? Because you're from Zimbabwe, right?
Yeah. So I come from a relatively big city in Zimbabwe. And when I moved to Maastricht, I thought, oh, maybe it's quite small. Like, what am I going to do? But I was quite surprised by how international the city is. So I have a lot of African friends as well, some from Zimbabwe even. I wasn't expecting to meet so many diverse people from different cultures. So I think for me that's the most special thing about Maastricht. It's just so vibrant, and you meet people from everywhere in the world, and you get to make nice connections. So yeah.
Nice to hear that. Anna, what was your experience? Because you're a few weeks here now, and well, how did it start for you? How was the start here in Maastricht?
Yeah, I agree with what the other two have said. But in general, what I think is that Maastricht seems really to be a city meant for students. So you have a lot of places, and once you meet new people, you have a lot of things to do. So I think that it's nice. Of course, I feel homesick sometimes, but I have a lot of friends. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay. Cindy, could you elaborate on that?
Yes. So I'm from Thailand, and I'm from a very hot country. So to me, moving here at first, I felt like, oh God, the weather is very cold here. I really have to adapt, and it was a lot of raining, quite different from what I expected. But what I like the most about here, I think the people here, the local people, they're very nice and they're very welcoming. And some challenges I have faced is probably like when I came here at first, maybe trying to make new friends as well, like getting out of my own comfort zone.
Okay, yeah. But you definitely got out of your comfort zone because if I'm informed correctly, you're currently doing your internship here at Maastricht.
Yes.
Could you tell a bit more about that?
So a part of our study program, it is really mandatory to do an internship, 2 internships. So you have to, one is that you have to do it outside of your own country. For example, if I'm from Thailand, I cannot do it in Thailand. I have to do it abroad. But another one, I can do it in Thailand. And currently, I am doing it here in Maastricht. And what I'm doing right now is I'm doing kind of like a marketing internship. Yep. So I have to do some market research, for example.
Okay. And does it mean you're not in the community anymore? You don't have any contact with fellow students? How does that work when you're on internship then?
So for my internship, it's pretty much a full-time internship. I may not have much time as before to show up to the community. However, I'm still in contact with coaches and also in contact with my peers in the community.
Okay, good to hear that. And Milan, you already did your internship last year. Could you share a bit of your experience over there? It was in Italy,
yes,
if I remember correctly.
My internship was a sales and marketing internship in Turin, Italy. I was there approximately for 4.5 months, and this was indeed my internship then abroad. What I did there was I was mostly involved in the marketing department. And there I was busy, of course, with analytics regarding LinkedIn, those kind of standard jobs. But I also had an interesting project to work together with the HR department on employer branding, to research that and look for possible outcomes for the company to improve their employer branding. and the image for them as an employer.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Sounds interesting. And well, maybe it's good to know for the people watching that you decided to start with IB, and it seems you're enjoying your time over here. Well, what type of student do you need to be to fit in here?
In my opinion, I think everyone can fit in here.
Okay.
You know, it's about knowing yourself and knowing your strengths and weaknesses, and just understanding where you are. So I think everyone has room to be, has room to fit in here. Whether you're very energetic, outgoing, or more reserved or shy, there's always a space for you here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think an important aspect is self-motivation is very important within this study, because it's not that someone is going to be behind you and tell you what to do. You are in the lead, and you need to find the motivation, but also the discipline for your work, and to continue and to do better every single day. So I think that's an important aspect also for an IB student.
I think also that maybe you need to be creative. So since you can actually shape your own path, of course you need to be proactive and be creative with all the opportunity we offer here at IB. And so, I think that.
Okay. Maybe it's good to know a bit more about what you've been learning so far, because we heard the marketing internship, challenge about the supply chain investigation. But what do you learn about which topics, or what insights do you gain? Can you explain a bit about that?
I think it's something you decide yourself, because it's very broad. Of course, the business world, there are many topics, and also for me personally, there are still so many topics that I don't even know about that exist. So every time you start on a topic, you get the opportunity also to meet new topics. But what have I learned? Of course, yes, I've learned the basics, for example, on financial ratios, etc. But I have also indeed learned how to conduct market research, meet new models within that segment. Of course, the basics on every hard skill, what we call that here. Those are the main subjects, such as marketing, supply chain, finance, and management. But I've also learned a lot on personal development, and how I could continue and grow as a person, as someone that I can stand behind.
Okay, nice. So professional skills, eh?
Yes.
And can you give some examples? What skills did you acquire so far?
What skills have I acquired so far? I find that a very confronting question, I must say.
Why?
Because I've never actually stood still by that question. What professional skills have I learned? But of course, yes, there are some things that I have improved, because within my second year there was a kind of a course on negotiations, and I think that was a very interesting skill. But there was also Excel labs that you could improve your knowledge on how Excel works. But I think my passion at the time was marketing, so I was focused a lot on marketing. I also organized with some other students here a marketing summit within school. But now my specialization is going to be management, because I kind of made a switch that my passion is actually people and organization.
Okay, so you found your passion within international business. Yes. Okay, that's nice. And anyone else? What skills did you develop so far? Cynthia?
Well, I definitely say my presenting and communication skills, because I remember the first day I stepped into IB, I was searching for the spot that was empty with no one else, so I could sit by myself, because I am naturally an introvert. And it's strange to see how really open I am now to speaking to different people and meeting new people as well.
Wow.
And we also have English classes if you want to like improve your English or work on your professional language skills, that as well. And we have events on how to speak like a professional business person, how to present, and they coach you and train you on how to use different, I don't know, mannerisms or like how to use non-verbal ways of communication. So that helps a lot to build your confidence as a business student and also just help you grow and I don't know, develop yourself. So I think that for me has been the greatest learning curve.
Okay, a real transformation then almost.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Sebastian, can you tell a bit about your development regarding
for
skills?
Sure. I mean, I think one of the points that I really improved on in the past year or so has been my leadership skills. Because typically, when in a group, I do what I'm told. You know, I get my stuff done on time, and I'm kind of just take the just group role. But now I found myself more in a leadership position, and that has been something that I'm improving on every day, trying to find that balance of making sure that the group is happy and can attend, so being their friend, but also being the leader. So that means setting rules, setting boundaries. So just learning that line, that fine line, making sure that I get my voice heard and everything. That's kind of what I've learned a lot in the past year or so, is developing my leadership skills.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow, that's amazing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You told us a little bit about your life besides studying. You work on the side. Can you explain a bit about how hard or easy it is to find a job here in Maastricht or the surroundings?
Yeah, I
Sebastian?
mean, so I can say a little bit about that. For me, I found it very important to really sell yourself. So going door to door, asking people like, hey, are you guys hiring? Asking friends like, do you know any positions or jobs that are hiring? So I think it's very important to really get yourself out there, kind of go out your comfort zone a bit. And some people might be worried about like, do I have to speak Dutch? It depends on what job you're getting at, what the position requires. For me, I work in the area in a kitchen, so it's not fully required for me to know Dutch. So you just have to see which ones do and which ones don't. A lot of them, especially here in Maastricht, you don't have to, but of course some jobs would like you to. So it just depends on where you want to work and what position you want.
Okay, thank you. And Cynthia, you also have a job on the side?
Yeah, I'd say it was fairly easy for me to find something because the day I arrived, so I used to live close to a supermarket, and just on the day I got to Maastricht, I was just curious to see like what are my chances in terms of getting a job. So I just crossed the street and walked in and said, hi, I'm looking for a job. And they said, oh, like where would you like to work, in which department? Because I was also concerned about the language factor, like Sebastian said. But you don't really need to know Dutch for you to find a job easily here. So I used to work at a supermarket before. I started at McDonald's, and I could take on any role with English, and as an exception, even on the counter. I was quite surprised that you can even work on the counter without having the language. So I don't think that it's something you should worry about. It's fairly easy to get something.
Oh, good to know. Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing all your experiences, and good luck with all the challenges you're working on right now. And next up is a vlog from Tiger, who's currently doing his exchange in South Korea. And we'll be back with the Q&A, answering any questions you have. So please drop them in the live chat, and we might be answering them later on.
My name is Tiger. I'm currently in my third year of my international business degree, and I'm in the 3-year track. So right now I'm in the first semester of my last year, and as you can see, I'm on exchange at Yungnam University in South Korea. I've been here for about 2.5 months now, and it's been great so far. we just had our midterm exams, and that leads me to my next point. The difference between the university here and the university in Zoid is that this is more traditional classes, so I have lectures and stuff like that. We have exams. So my week looks like on Tuesday to Friday I have classes. I'm free on Monday, so I get up early in the morning, come to lectures at 9. But it's because it's an exchange program, it's not as serious and as intense, but it's definitely something to adapt to. And yeah, what I study here is media and communications, but I basically take like regular business courses. So what I take is global business cultures, global economic issues, global environmental issues. So that's like sustainability, stuff like that. International manners and protocol. So it's basically anthropology. You study about the cultures and the society. Well, as you could probably see, the campus is huge. So that's also one of the difference between here and Zoid University is that every faculty is in the same campus. So traveling also takes a lot of time from my dorm where I live, in the university dorm. It takes about 20-25 minutes walk to the building where we have our classes. Yeah, and the university here has about 30,000 students. So that's a big difference as well. And another thing I do is that I'm part of something called LPP. So I part-time teach English to traditional Korean students here. Just basic English, basically hanging out with them, making sure they're like engaged with foreigners to improve their English. And we get paid for that as well. So that's something I do, and that's cool. I also play football here at this university, and I hang out a lot with like all my other exchange friends. And something we have is called University Student Ambassadors. So they're like just regular university students who help us in our process from the very beginning to like applications, stuff like that, all the way to the very end. So yeah, they're very nice to hang out with them as well, because we get to understand more of Korean culture. And yeah, the university overall is gorgeous. We're just a bit past autumn now, so maybe it's not as beautiful. But as you can see, like there's a statue over there. We're in the middle of the woods. That's the massive library over there. I would highly recommend coming on exchange. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And especially since we're international business students, I think it's important that you broaden your network. That's one thing. But also you get to know and become friends with people from all over the world. We have countries from Uganda all the way in Africa to Mongolia, Ukraine, from all corners of the world. So I think it's a really valuable experience. You get to learn about their culture, their tendencies, the way they do business in their countries, etc. So overall, I think it's a really good experience. Yeah, not just for education, but also for your own personal experience as well. I think it's something that you should definitely take if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay, welcome back. We'll move on to our question and answer session. In the meantime, during our conversation, we received a number of questions. For instance, we got a question from Caro from Bulgaria, and she would like to know, what do you like most about this study program?
Maybe I can
Cindy,
start.
Please.
So our uni is an applied science university, and it's more practical when compared to the research university. And what I really like about it here is I had a chance to do my internship. So it's really a great opportunity to help me build my own CV. Yep. And to me, doing an internship, it's like a practice before I do my real job, where I get to develop my skills. So this is why I chose Applied Science University.
Okay, clear. Thank you. And we have a question from Aaron from the UK. How international is this program? It's called International Business, but how international is it?
I mean, it's insanely international. I mean, you meet people from all over in this study. So it's really interesting to see and interact with people from different cultures that you might not have come in contact to in a different study. So it's really really interesting and cool to see and interact with them. So,
I think also we have the chance, since Maastricht is close to the borders. For example, we had the chance to go to Brussels, so it's, I think, international also in this sense, so that you can travel in this way. Yeah.
And you went to Brussels. What for?
Yeah, we visited the European Parliament because a peer decided to create a challenge out of it. So for management. And yeah, so we visited the Brussels and the Parliament, and it was nice. Yeah.
Okay, nice experience.
Yeah.
All right. And we got a question from Mahmoud from Morocco. How do you find these business challenges? Because you explained about working on all these interesting challenges, but how do you find them to start with?
Okay, so when you first get to the study, they provide you with challenges because, of course, you maybe don't have connections. And we have the first set of challenges every beginning of every semester. Companies come and present different projects that they would like students to work on, and then you choose which works best for you. If you want to do all of them, then you can go ahead. And the other option is to, of course, approach companies personally. So you also have to take initiative, and as you grow, you will make connections with different students. But one thing I like the most is that there are many entrepreneurs at IB. So I can say maybe half of the students have their own businesses, and that's also one way for you to make a challenge or collaborate with those students that have their own businesses and try and help or see if there's maybe something you can work on together. And the other thing would be to use your network, so maybe your family or your friends, just see if you can explore as much as you can. And that's how you find challenges.
Okay. And Anna, you just started here. How did you manage to find some challenges to work on?
Yeah, so again, for this first portfolio, I relied a bit more on the challenges provided at the very beginning. But now maybe there are some students providing some other challenges. You may maybe create one challenge on a topic that you're interested in. And so, yeah, basically this.
So collaborating with other students, networking is really essential in that.
I discovered that it's really important to create a good network and to approach other students and going also to other communities, maybe to meet new people, and yeah.
Okay, and before you talked about that it's fairly easy to find a job on the side, and how is it to find accommodation in Maastricht?
No, that's the opposite. So finding accommodation is a hassle here in Maastricht. I would advise, if you know for sure you want to study at IB, just start looking at least 6 months earlier on. Because I started looking 6 months in advance, but I still couldn't find something closer to the university. I lived in Meersen, which is 7 minutes by train, but I was still grateful because it's quite close. I had friends who lived 2 hours away, so just try and do it as soon as you can. And even maybe when you're not quite as sure, just see what's on the market. And if you know somebody who lives in Maastricht, I think use that connection, because I had a friend who lived here, so she helped a lot in terms of like looking for places and just basic advice.
Okay, good. And Anna, I see you nodding. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, so I think, again, networking is really important. So for me as an Italian, I reach some Italian restaurant and ask them, do you know some Italian or people that can help me? And so networking also in this case help a lot. And do not rely maybe only on agencies, but also networking.
Right. Okay, and start early on in the process to find something. Okay, we got quite some questions about if you need math in this study program. What is your experience with that?
No, math is not really a requirement within IB, especially for being admissible to the studies. It is not required. Of course, you have some projects where you have some statistics, but it is not that heavily that you really have to calculate a lot. Mm-hmm. On finance, yes, it is possible that sometimes you have to make some calculations, but it is not very intensive. So I would say, if you have it, good, but it's not a requirement. Right. You will not miss so much if you don't have it. Mm-hmm. I personally dropped math in high school, and I made it already to the 4th year. So.
Well, you're doing quite well indeed. You're almost graduating.
Yes.
So okay. And what is your experience with that? Is that something you really need? Mathematical skills, knowledge?
I mean, having a basic understanding is always good. It's better to know something than nothing. So it's always good to understand a little bit. You will work with a bit of statistics. So understanding that would be helpful, but it's not required.
Yeah.
But could help. Yeah.
Could help. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Well, that were most of the questions we received. Of course, if you have any questions still, please contact us via our website or via our email address, internationalbusiness@zuid.nl. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions you might still have. But for now, we would like to thank you for watching and joining our open day. And we hope to welcome you in Maastricht. And thanks again for all the students, our students here, for joining us and sharing your experiences. Have a nice day.